Hi guys, it's me Faye here at Faye Desk, and I'm with Harmony again, and we are back in the temple where we always are, and we're filming another video for the Bite-Sized Spirituality series, and today we are going to be talking about ritual. So, what would you like to add to the topic, the very vast topic of ritual? What
I don't know, you're going to have to ask me a question or something.
I was hoping you'd like fill in the blanks. Like, do you do rituals very often? Like, when you do a ritual, like, what do you do? Like, do you have like a pre-ritual? Like, do you do like a setup, or do you write down what your ritual is going to entail?
I do rituals. Generally, I do one every full moon. Not always on the full moon. Sometimes a few days before, if I know that I'm not going to be able to on the full moon. I prefer, because you can do it the 3 days before, the night of the full moon, and the 3 days after. I prefer to do it the 3 days before, so when the moon is waxing, because I don't know, whilst it's waning down from the full moon, I kind of feel like that drains my energy. I like the waxing up to the full moon rather than the draining down, like the waning moon. So I try and do one for the full moon, so that's at least once a month. I don't really do ritual on Sabbaths. I used to, but I've decided now that I don't really like it. I kind of like to just celebrate instead and have it like
Why
be
don't
relaxing.
you like it? Is it just because you feel like you...
Because I felt like when I was doing it, I was just kind of doing it for the sake of it. Like when I do full moon rituals, it's more like a thanks, like giving thanks. And then when it was Sabbaths, like it was just, there's so many different kind of stories and folklore and mythology and different cultures kind of associated with each Sabbath, that I didn't really know who I was kind of directing it at. I didn't really know overall not what I was celebrating, because I have my own ideas of what I celebrate, but I didn't really know like what to give thanks for, because you don't really know what's true and what's not and what culture it's come from and blah blah blah. So it just kind of seemed like I was doing it for the sake of it, whereas now I just prefer to kind of enjoy it and just have it as like a day of reflection and just a day that I kind of celebrate my beliefs rather than kind of work on them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's sort of like not like taking a day off, it's just like relaxing, isn't it, I suppose?
It's definitely a day that I think about my like spirituality a lot, but I'm not kind of like working on it. Like I feel like rituals are work, not in necessarily a bad way, but they are work, and generally I do rituals to say thank you. Like that's the only real reason that I ever do them or ever have done them, is to say thank you, and that is work.
Do you do any sort of like preparation before you do a ritual, or not really?
I quite like ritual baths, but at the same time sometimes I'll do like a ritual bath when I'm not doing rituals, like in a little ritual of itself, if that makes sense, just like a cleansing for myself. Like if I've been doing a lot of shadow work or something like that, then it's quite nice to do a ritual bath and just kind of cleanse yourself of everything and move forwards.
Yeah, because it is quite a lot of work, isn't it, I suppose?
Not
in a bad way.
Yeah, like I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't mean like, oh, effort. But it is work. When you put, painting a picture is work. Like, reading a book is work. When you have to put effort into doing something with your intentions, it's work.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah.
Especially, I suppose, the more elaborate the ritual is, obviously, the more that has to, like, go into it. So I suppose it does sort of, like, I don't know, it lifts you up, but it drains your energy at the same time, doesn't it? So I suppose, especially if you've got, I don't know, like a really busy, like, mundane life or schedule where you've got to work or do other things, I suppose you maybe haven't got the time or that to, like, like, I don't know, to, like, recuperate and...
Because that's the thing, after a ritual, I really like to, like, spend some serious time grounding, because it really does leave you with that, like, euphoric feeling and totally buzzed, and I want to be able to ground myself after that, otherwise I'm not going to be able to go to sleep, and I'm just not going to feel normal and healthy. So if I don't have time to do my entire ritual, then I won't bother, because I don't like doing bits. I like doing it the whole way that I've designed it. Like on my channel, I have a video of how I do ritual, and it's not actually me during ritual, it's like a walkthrough where I kind of talk through what I do during ritual, and that is literally what I do. So
I find it quite helpful to like plan what you want to do as well. Like I sort of like write down, I like writing lists anyway, but I sort of like write down what I need to do and when and where and what things I need and all that sort of what I'm going to say and whatever. I find that quite helpful to sort of help you sort of like focus and like concentrate, because sometimes I don't know, sometimes I can find it quite hard to like switch off, if that makes sense, like the sort of like
I mean, I definitely I like to meditate before ritual, do my ritual, and then ground afterwards, and that's what I mean. If I can't do that, then there isn't really any point in doing it, because I won't enjoy it and I won't feel like it's effective.
No. Do you have cakes and ale after?
I don't have ale. I have squash.
Yeah, I don't
but I
ale.
do have cake.
Yeah, I have like sort of like a...
I've done it with wine before.
Have you?
Yeah. I used to, or I've tried it a couple of times with cups of tea, but they go cold. Like, I'll put it on my altar before like I cast my circle and stuff, and then by the end it's cold and I don't drink cold tea.
No, that's not
So
nice,
generally I use squash.
Yes, I have like any sort of food. I'm good. I'll just eat whatever.
No, I can't eat. I can't. It has to be the right temperature. Things have to be right.
Yeah, I suppose with tea it can go a bit funny. You can have iced tea though, that'd be quite nice. No. Do you not like iced tea?
Nope. I like tea to be how it should be.
Maybe not though, but no, iced tea would be nice. Or like fruit. Yeah, fruit tea's alright, like herbal tea, because when they go cold they don't taste funny like the same way as normal tea does. Or I don't think they do.
I like things to be how they should be. It's like pasta. People eating cold
pasta.
I
love it. I do not
like
it.
I just thought, what's wrong with you? If you have to cook it, then it was meant to be hot.
Oh no, I love it when you get pasta.
People eat cold pizza. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't really like cold pizza. Microwave it, but... Oh, I can eat pizza right now. When is that? Is that place that you said?
Yeah, we're going to order
pizza.
Oh,
I'm going off topic now. We should just go, because that's so rude. It's so rude. But yeah, no, I'd love to know, we both love to know what you sort of think on the topic of rituals. Like what, if you do rituals often, and how you like prepare for them, and like what you eat after, and all that.
And it would also be kind of fun to have responses on like how your first ritual went, or all of the mistakes that people have made, because I've made so many mistakes. Like one of my really, really common things whilst casting a circle, and I actually mentioned that on my website I sell like different programs, like and one of the programs I sell is how to cast a circle, and it's literally like a step-to-step guide of what to do, so you can print it off and have it with you. And I mentioned it a few times in there because this is something I do all the time, is I'll get my altar, I'll get everything ready, everything's perfect to cast my circle, I realise I've left my lighter like on my bed or something like that, and I'm like, damn it. So yeah, always have a lighter. And I don't know if I read this in a book or if somebody said this to me in a comment. I remember it was a while ago, but this information came from somewhere about sticking a lighter with sellotape underneath your altar, so it's always there.
That's
like
a good
just
idea.
a spare. So if you don't remember to take one, you've always got a spare there.
Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it?
I thought that was cool.
I always forget as well. I always used to forget to, like, you know, like you've cast your circle and stuff. You know, you're supposed to sort of like, I don't know, like cut a door, aren't you? If you want to go out, come back in. Like I always just forget to do that. So you just step out. You're not supposed to do that because it's sort of like depletes all the energy and whatever. Like I always just forget to do that. Just like
see, now with stuff like that, I've never done the whole cut a door thing. I have actually. That's a lie. I have done it when I was younger, but now I just kind of feel like, if you're like, because for me a circle isn't just like a circle on the floor. Like I sort of create like, I hate this word because I always pronounce it incorrectly, like sphere. Sphere. I sound like I have a problem when I say that word. But because it's like an all-encompassing sort of like globe almost around me, if there's something I want that is outside of the circle, then I believe if I kind of stop what I'm doing and meditate and really visualise on what I can do, I can literally just grow the circle.
Yeah.
In which case it would kind of encompass my bed, which the lighter would be on and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't really like doing that because that kind of takes away from what I'm doing in the ritual. It interrupts. I do like to kind of focus and visualise on the circle and then leave that until closing the circle. But
I suppose as well, it depends again where you're doing the ritual. Like if you're doing it like somewhere like in your bedroom or somewhere that you class as like a sacred space, especially like if it's inside and stuff, I suppose it doesn't matter in the same way because that whole space is sacred anyway, if that makes sense. But I suppose if you were going like outside somewhere, I don't know, maybe somewhere new, you've not done like ritual or magic there before and stuff, I suppose maybe it would make a difference to not like if you had just, I don't know, just to like step out or whatever, maybe it would make a difference. I don't know.
I don't know, I think I kind of see it the opposite actually. I was going to say if you were outside, then it's kind of a different energy in the air anyway. It's a lot like more of a pure energy that's in the air anyway. Whereas inside is kind of like that hustle and bustle energy, and a lot of the time it's very stagnant and full of emotion, whereas outside it's just pure, it's just clean.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So, I don't know. I've never considered it before now.
Yeah, that would be another cool thing to let us know what you think about that as well.
We've gone over 10 minutes.
Oh, God's sake. Let us know what you think about that as well. That would be really cool, what your personal views are. But we are going to go because we're just rambling now.
Ramble.
So we will see you soon. Bye.